We're here with Megan Jones, who is a clinical instructor in psychiatry and also the director of the Healthy Body Image program at Stanford. And in that role, we will be speaking to her about the program. So Megan, why don't you start by telling us how the program began, a little history, and about the mission of the program.
So the program really grew out of over a decade of research in the Laboratory for the Study of Behavioral Medicine, which is led by Dr. Bar Taylor. And about 10 years ago, I joined the lab and have, even before that, was researching eating disorder prevention. And Dr. Taylor and others, we actually have an international consortium of researchers who've been developing prevention programs largely focused on college women. And when I was finishing my postdoc, was really looking to take our work out of the lab and into the hands of the people that need these programs, and approached President Hennessy, and with the great help of Roberta Katz, was able to get pilot funding to launch this program in 2011-2012. And in what this program really, what was different about this implementation is that it was taking off the shelf these individual components, which include evidence-based prevention programs that are unique in actually not only reducing risk factors, but preventing the onset of eating disorders. So Student Bodies is the only eating disorder prevention program that has been shown in well-done NIH-funded studies to prevent the onset. There are a range of other programs that can reduce weight and shape concerns, reduce dietary restriction, but this program is fairly unique. And so the Healthy Body Image program links this suite of universal, targeted, and indicated prevention programs with a self-assessment screen that students can take confidentially online, and then partition the population to individualize prevention work on campus. So the background of this program is really coming from an evidence base with a goal of developing something that is easily disseminated, sustainable, cost-effective, and then on this campus linking these online tools with in-person, community-based, culture change efforts.
Okay, that's great. Will you go into a little more detail about the components of the program and how you do your outreach and how you reach students?
Yeah, so I'll speak about the online pieces first. The Eating Disorders Screen is made available through the Health Improvement Program, actually has partnered with us to provide the screening tool. Students are directed to the screen in a variety of ways. We have little business cards that are slipped under the doors of dorm rooms by RAs and peer health educators. They're given out at the Women's Center and in a variety of other places on campus. We have posters in the fitness facilities and in a lot of the residence halls, encouraging students to take this screen if they're interested in getting feedback about their body image or eating behaviors. Once they take the screen, they immediately receive an email with feedback about their personal risk for developing an eating disorder or their symptom status. So we're then able to tell someone who's at low risk for an eating disorder that they can participate in Staying Fit, which is an online program to encourage healthy weight regulation, improve body image, and basically support students in maintaining healthy behaviors. If they are at high risk for an eating disorder, they're recommended to Student Bodies, which is an online program which includes self-monitoring tools like Body Image Journal, an anonymous but moderated discussion group with other people in the program, and then if they're at high risk, so if they have a subclinical eating disorder, they can participate in Student Bodies Indicated, which actually is more of a guided self-help program. In that intervention, they meet face-to-face with a counselor who's a graduate student in psychology who meets with me, or it's myself doing that work, but someone who's trained in eating disorder and guided self-help. They then participate in this program for 11 weeks. There's a booster session a month after they finish, but they receive individualized feedback. So we dial up the involvement of a trained professional as the severity of their symptoms goes up. If someone looks like they have anorexia, if they are really have a full-blown eating disorder, they receive a recommendation to seek further evaluation. That might mean a consultation at CAPS or a consultation in the eating disorders program in psychiatry, which is my other life. So we're able to then provide this really comprehensive system of care where we triage students to the least restrictive program. So if they can benefit from an online intervention, great. If they need face-to-face care, then we're able to really identify and strongly encourage. One of the biggest problems in eating disorders is that people think they're not sick enough, so they wait too long to seek help. This gives them the feedback they need before they cross over into an eating disorder, which is difficult to treat and really where we have limited resources available for students. And then interferes with their academic mission. It's hard to be a student on this campus, or any campus for that matter, when you're preoccupied with your eating behaviors and your body image. So we want to reduce the focus on those things, improve students' self-confidence and ability to feel good about themselves, and then focus on what they're really here to do. We then encompass those online pieces with community intervention. We have implemented a program called Reflections, which is a peer-facilitated, in-person, two-session, 2-hour group, which is also shown to reduce weight and shape concerns and prevent eating disorders. But it really creates a cultural shift. So it focuses on reducing internalization of this thin ideal and focusing on a healthy ideal. And that means reducing fat talk. It means focusing on what you need to do as an individual to realize and really maximize your physical and emotional well-being and enhance your quality of life. So students can participate in one of those workshops. We also have an online course that students can take for 1 unit, which is focused on community culture change around body image. In that program, which is called The Whole Image, they learn to notice the ways through nonverbal, verbal behaviors they may be reinforcing this thin ideal or this unhealthy culture around body image and disordered eating, and how for someone who may or may not have their own struggles with this, they can affect their community. And we've seen when we offer Reflections, The Whole Image, and other community interventions through RA training, FEE training, we can really change body image culture through more focused work with some of the residence halls and some of the sororities. Over the last 2 years, I've seen the culture change dramatically, which is really encouraging.
That's interesting. Let's talk a little bit about that and the challenges that you face in this program. I would think that a lot of it would be cultural influences and the unhealthy beauty consciousness of the media and other influences. So
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think students at Stanford are particularly vulnerable because they want to get an A in everything. And that means an A in eating, an A in body image, and that doesn't work. So what we focus on in I Thrive and in all of our health promotion efforts, which include the Healthy Body Image program, is telling students they are enough, and to help them realize that in order for them to maximize their well-being and actually maximize what they take away from Stanford, to be present in their classes, to be able to concentrate on their schoolwork, to connect with their friends that they'll have lifelong after they leave here, they need to reduce the preoccupation with eating the right or wrong thing and eat what their body wants. And instead of focusing on being a certain size or what their body looks like, to focus on what it feels like and what helps them thrive. So we work together in trying to send a unified message. We're lucky to have a lot of people on this campus who really understand that this is an important issue and have founded 2 years ago the Healthy Eating and Body Image Consortium, which includes representatives from a range of different campus departments and includes student representatives as well, so that we can ensure all of the messages we send Stanford students are consistent and that healthy, balanced, flexible eating goes hand in hand with feeling good about your body.
And is this program, when you look across the nation at other colleges and universities, are we atypical, or is this something that all universities are concerned with and addressing?
I think all universities are concerned about it it's been quite interesting. I'm in the process of working with some colleagues to offer the online components of the Healthy Body Image program to 28 universities. And upon opening the door to making this program available, have been inundated by excitement and requests to bring this to other college campuses. I think universities that realize that this is a problem also realize that they're under-resourced in being able to meet this need, and we need to think very creatively about how to integrate programs like the Healthy Body Image program into existing wellness, health promotion, student affairs, counseling, services on campus. And I think what I've heard from other counseling center directors around the country is, well, I've either been deleting your emails about this or I've been ignoring it, but realize I need to do something about this now. And I think a concern is when we identify students with eating disorders, what do we do with them? If we already have long wait times to see a counselor at CAPS and know that we can't treat bulimia or anorexia in 10 sessions, what do we do? And that's where the Healthy Body Image program really can come in and meet the need, because we're trying to prevent the onset, reduce symptom progression, and use the clinical services for the students who really need them the most. So that's I think there's a lot of excitement, and there's really a revolution happening in college health right now in trying to offer more evidence-based interventions, but paying attention to population-based initiatives. The health promotion guidelines from ACHA have encouraged focusing on population-level initiatives rather than individual, and this actually lets us do both by screening the entire population and then tailoring what interventions we offer individual students.
And can you talk a little bit about how you measure the impact of your program?
Sure.
What you're looking for?
I think
measurements?
it's essential to measure the impact. If we're asking for resources to devote to something like this, we need to make sure what we're giving the students actually works, which is why all of the components of the Healthy Body Image program are based on strong, solid research. So we only provide interventions and fund interventions that we know do what they're intended to do, and let us reach the greatest number of students with the greatest impact. What we do with the Healthy Body Image program is collect anonymously aggregate data about the entire student body that takes the screen. We don't know what every student out there, how they're feeling about their body unless they complete this eating disorders screen. Then we're able to track them anonymously through their experience. Do they take the screen and then enroll in one of the online programs? If so, do they get better? So we're collecting program evaluation and outcome data for every component of the program. When we do dorm talks, trainings for student staff, we collect evaluations to ensure that we are kind of up to par and looking for ways to continue to improve and adapt based on the needs of the campus.
Great. So let's end by talking about you and your background and how you became such an advocate of this type of work.
Well, I'm really passionate about helping people maximize their well-being, and I see eating disorders and body image concerns more generally as being a major way that men and women reduce their ability to thrive, and this preoccupation can be a cloud that follows them for their lives. And college is an opportunity to intervene and create culture change around this, but also individual change. Body image concerns can be treated, they can be prevented, and we have the tools to do so. And that's why focusing on eating disorders and improving body image is really the place I've wanted to start. I see this program as being an example of something that could cut across a range of other mental health or wellness concerns. But because we have the tools to implement this program and really prevent this from following people and from having this myth that there's a normative discontent, that all people are unhappy with their bodies, which is just not true. Trying to turn that on its head and allow students to thrive. Having seen students at risk reduce their risk, seeing students go through the recovery process from suffering from an eating disorder to really putting it behind them is an amazing gift that I've been able to witness firsthand, and that's really what drives my passion for moving this program forward.